if you don't mind, stay there for a second, and let's ask each of you to say a little bit about where you are yourself. What would get you to use your bike to get onto campus in the morning, or how close are you, if that's even feasible, Claire?
No way. It's a good idea though, and I do like bike riding. I think it's interesting. Like everybody when they're a little kid rides their bike all the time. You know, more than walking at all. I used to be on my bike like every day, 24/7. I don't know where you lose that as an adult. So that's interesting to me, and I do wish I rode my bike more.
So
but I live too far. It'd be too dangerous.
There is a glimmer of hope.
Yes.
Allie?
I would consider riding my bike to school, maybe if I had a group to ride with, just for the safety aspect of it. I live right by Clara, and it's a 20-minute drive, let alone driving or riding your bike up here and then having to get to work or something like that. Just having the time in between.
Where do you live?
Southside.
Southside.
And just in general, I would be fine with riding my bike. I still ride it more for pleasure than anything.
I live on the south side too, and I agree if there was maybe a safer route or a group that I could ride my bike with, then I'd probably do that. But I also have like a really busy schedule, and a lot of times I only have like a 10-minute time frame to get down here to the south side because I'm still work or I have to get to my job right after class. So it's a little bit more time management thing for me.
Thanks.
I'm the same with them three, except I'm from Pueblo West, so it's kind of harder to get from Pueblo West.
I like to ride a bike. I just don't have a bike. So if I had one, I might ride it. But I would if I had a bike. But it's more about time, and there's no excuse. I could ride my bike and I have plenty of time. So
When is your birthday?
just kidding. Sorry.
I know somebody that could get you into a bike if you want to do a little volunteer work in his garage, fixing bikes.
I know nothing about fixing bikes.
He could teach you.
It sounds like a deal to me.
I also have the problem of not having a working bike. I had a bike up until last summer where it unfortunately had an accident up in the mountains, and I survived. I live super close to campus, right off of Constitution, so there's not too many excuses for me not to do so. This is kind of changing my lifestyle as far as getting up earlier to make the time to get here, because obviously it will take longer, and having a working bike.
So you don't have any questions?
Okay.
Can I just
stop there right there, Dave. We need to hear about your personal situation.
I don't have a bike either, so I haven't had one probably since like 12. So, but I think it's a good idea. I mean, I live on the south side too, so I don't know. I barely get here on time as it is. So if I had to get up any earlier to get here, I don't know if I'd make it. So I don't know. It's kind of a bad excuse, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we needed to hear. Before you leave today. Let's hear from each of you what your personal situation is, if you could ever do this.
I have a bike, I just like someone else in here, just a matter of getting up early enough to get there in time.
How far are you?
I'm just running on Constitution right next to Pueblo High School.
No excuse.
Yeah.
I don't have a bike, and I need some more sunshine because I'm a fair weather bagger if I did have one, but I don't have a bike, so.
Right.
But I'm really close. So.
And your birthday was?
Fast.
Fast. Forget that.
I live on the south side, so I'd have to get up extra early to bike over here. There's really not a safe route, I don't believe, all the way over there, or from here to there.
I have a bike. It's a BMX bike. I like the shots. So it's not necessarily good to ride like for long distances. Also, I don't know. It's just I want to say it's lazy, but like let's say if I were to go work out or something, work out hard, I think probably the last thing I would want to do is have to go get on a bike, and have to work out more.
Enough is enough. All right. Well, that clarifies personal opportunities.
Personally, I live pretty close. I live off of Bondport, so maybe a mile. But the other day, for example, I saw this like older aged man. It was the day after it snowed pretty hard, and he was riding up. Was it I think Constitution? And I was just like, I don't think I was in the car. I wasn't biking or anything, but I was just a little afraid because I mean. It's just a little scary with all the snow and all that stuff, but I guess if I had a bike and the weather was fair, I guess I would want a bike. But just the safety is an issue.
Did the man make it?
I don't know, I just kept on going. I was just like, I hope he gets up, because it was icy on the roads and stuff. So.
All right.
Well, it's kind of hard for me because I live on the south side too, and like Melissa was saying, it's kind of hard to ride a bike all the way over here, then all the way back home. And when you got a tight schedule, you got to go to work right after class. You got a lot of stuff to do, so time frame's not really there.
We have a lot of people on the south side. Real quick, your situation?
I live like out on the county, the Mesa, so you either have to like go like down the highway, which is like really heavy travel, or else go through like the east side, and I don't like the east side even driving through it. It's pathetic, but I would ride through the east side. And so if I had someone like with me to do it.
Safety and numbers.
Yeah.
Got it.
I commute from the north end of Springs. It's easier for my husband's job to live there than it is for us to live down here for my job. So I commute. So biking from north end of Springs is kind of not really in the question. But I do bike. We bike on the weekends for recreation, and we hike a lot. So we are definitely outdoors people.
Good for you. Thanks so much.
Every day. So it's a time thing for me. I just don't have the time to do it.
Okay.
I live in Pueblo West, so that's quite a far ride, so I probably wouldn't commute on my bike.
I think it's an issue of convenience and popularity, big time.
How convenient is it to you?
It's not. It isn't that the location of this university and obviously the number of commuting students, it's not. It's not going to happen. In the location of the city, you're not in a biking, savvy area, I guess.
All right.
But there's places that do it, like the very big one. I've seen.
Okay.
I live in the Springs. That's a hefty commute on a bike, especially a single speed bike. So, if we had like bike lockers though, could potentially be like, because I like riding my bike, and if I'm here on campus, I don't always have a car because I ride with somebody from the Springs. So having a bike on campus would be nice to be able to like go out into town and come back.
Okay.
I ride my bike. I recreationally ride. I commute every now and then. I don't really like riding my bike as a commuter because I don't necessarily have a safe place to lock it up. Since I work at the Outdoor Pursuits, I usually just stick it inside our